I like the dog. It's friendly.
Hi strangers, welcome to my channel Box Office Poison. If you're new here, my name is Moxie McMurder, and today I want to talk about Jesus Christ Superstar. Hear me out. There are still a lot of misconceptions about it, but if you know, you know. Quick disclaimer, I'm an atheist, but I'm not here to dunk on religious people. For me, Bible stories are just that, stories.
It's totally made up, pure fiction.
It inspired Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber to write a rock opera that is still performed all over the world. There are already some great videos about the history of the show, its birth as a concept album, then moving to becoming a theatre production, and of course the film. And I recommend checking out Staged Right and Rico Talks for a more in-depth look at that. So, give me 5 minutes of your time, and I will do my best to express just how great this musical is and why everyone should watch it. Can we have 5 minutes on the clock, please? Synchronize watches.
Synchronize your watches.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't wear a watch.
Time is a construct.
Let's go. Written by these two groovy hipsters, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, in their early 20s, they both considered themselves agnostic at best, and so they took a different approach to the story of the days leading up to Christ's crucifixion. When I talk about Jesus Christ Superstar, I'm talking about the film from 1973 and not the live productions exactly, only because it was my first introduction to the musical, and because it's a compelling, rich, energetic, vibrant film. If you think that Jesus Christ Superstar is some wafty, pro-Christian propaganda, think again. If you're not keen on musicals, I admit it's a hard sell, but if you're gonna watch one and you happen to be an atheist, agnostic, or even just open to a different viewpoint when it comes to Christianity, maybe make that musical Jesus Christ Superstar. I happen to love musicals, so I agree that I'm biased here, but again, if you're expecting hymns or dour, humourless songs about Jesus, you don't know what's happening.
Tell me what's happening, what's the buzz? 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 Tell me what's happening.
This timeless rock opera looks at the relationship between Jesus and Judas, and where, traditionally speaking, we get Jesus good, Judas bad, this musical says, hey, what if Judas had a point? Directed by Norman Jewison and actually filmed in Israel, we start the film with a bus full of hippies making their way through the desert to a series of ruins. These ruins are the set, and there's very little in the way of props, but because they're filming in the open Israeli desert, the vistas are huge, but every scene feels very intimate. Filming and performing in that heat must have been brutal. Anyway, we meet Judas, and controversially, he's presented as having a sane, rational perspective on his friend Jesus getting carried away with himself. He goes on to remember when they first started helping the poor and how Jesus was just a man, but now he keeps talking about God. And Judas warns him that he's getting too popular, too loud, and they're occupied. He's worried that Jesus is going to attract the attention of powerful people, and he pleads for Jesus to listen to him because he knows how easily this could all end in violence. And as we know, it does. This is a perfectly rational, if flawed, perspective. If you want to bring about change, you have to be loud, you have to make yourself heard, you have to cause a bit of trouble. And honestly, this opening track is such a banger. And if you're not convinced by this opening song, then maybe it's not for you. But try it and see. Judas goes on to criticise Mary Magdalene for wasting expensive oils on Jesus' feet when they could have sold that oil and used the money to help the poor. And this is where we see Jesus being a bit of an ass. He basically says the poor will still be poor tomorrow, and he's tired and he needs to relax. Jesus is a really passive character throughout the story, with one big exception, and he does have moments of reflection when he realises that the same people that are praising and celebrating him are the same people that we will see later on cheering on his torture by Pontius Pilate. And of course, as we know, Judas ends up betraying Jesus, but we get a little bit more context to the situation in this story. Plus, when Judas realises how far he's gone to prove his own point, he feels so bad about it that he ends up taking his own life. But at the end of the film, we see Judas come back, very much in the guise of an angel, although there are some red lights behind him that suggest a hell that we never see. And I love that. It's fascinating to pick apart. Judas continues to criticise from beyond the grave. He calls out God's choice to have his message spread in a time where technology as we know it doesn't exist. There's no mass communication. And he accuses Jesus of just having good PR, because actually we never see Jesus perform any miracles in the film. And that is what's so great about Jesus Christ Superstar. It forces you to think and ask questions, and it starts a conversation. If we remove the myth from the man, was this scripture-thumping hack from Galilee really the Son of God, or just a guy who got caught up in something far bigger than himself? So yes, it's been a little bit rambly, but that's my 5-minute pitch. Jesus Christ Superstar is not what you think it is. And it's now your new favourite musical. You're welcome. Go check out the film, listen to the soundtrack, go see it on stage. There's a great version with Alice Cooper playing Herod that is brilliant. There's so much of it up on YouTube right now. Go watch some clips and open your mind to this groovy, blasphemous musical. Have a great day, be kind to your pets, and stay spooky.
I'm going to give the people what they want. Sensation, horror, shock. Send them out in the streets to tell their friends how wonderful it is to be scared to death.